Hi everyone, Paulo here, so welcome back to my channel where I make how-to videos from Mac tips, backend stuff, Swift, Salesforce, and game development. I seem to have developed a love-hate relationship with Xcode and Unreal Engine. On this video, we're going to learn how to fix another error when you're packaging your app for iOS after upgrading Xcode to Xcode14. Let's see how we would go about fixing that. So my Xcode is now Xcode 14.0, which is the latest and greatest. I downloaded it because it has all the cool stuffs, but now it kind of broke my Unreal Engine. So if I jump to Unreal Engine, this is the demo project I was working on. If I go back to platforms and iOS and package project, this is the error that I just talked about. The SDK for iOS is not installed properly. So if I jump into the terminal and just run Xcode build-show SDKs, you would see that the only available SDK is now iPhone OS 16.0. So I need a way to get back to maybe iOS 15 because I know that version works on Unreal Engine. So what we might need to do is download an older version of Xcode and copy the SDK from that directory into the Xcode 14 directory. So to do that, first let's go to developer.apple.com/download/all, and from here let's go look for Xcode. So we're interested to get the previous version of Xcode. So we have Xcode 13.4.1. So it's 10 gigs. I'm gonna go ahead and download that. Download that here. Cool. So the download is done. Let me go to my Finder. So in my Finder, I have the zip file. So just double click on that. That would extract that. So it's similar to a zip file, but digitally signed by Apple to be sure it's not tampered with. All right, now that we have the Xcode 13.4.1 unzip, you would have an Xcode icon on the location where you extracted it. Right click on that, click on show package contents, go under contents, go under developer platforms, and then you'll have your iPhone OS platform. Go under developer, again under SDK. Now you would see we have the 15.5 SDK in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. I'm gonna open up a new Finder, and this time I'm gonna go on the installed applications where I have Xcode 14 installed, and I'm gonna do the same. So go under contents, developer platform, and iPhone OS.platform, developer SDK, and paste that item in there. My prompt for my admin password, which I'll enter. And if we quickly go back here in the terminal and run Xcode build show SDK, doesn't look right though. It's still showing iOS 16, but it's showing it twice, not the 15.5. So let me launch Xcode and see what would happen. So I have a project here, and let me run that now. So it doesn't look like that would fix it, but let me exit Unreal Engine. I'm curious to see what the base SDK looks like here. So I go under build settings, under all, base SDK. I have iOS here being shown, iOS. I might try restarting my computer after this, see if that changes anything. So I may have figured it out. So I went back inside the Xcode on the installed on my machine from the applications folder, and I removed the iOS 15.5 SDK that I copied. So what I figured is rename the existing Xcode14. So I'll rename this. And I'll copy the 13.4.1 to the applications folder. And now if I run Xcode build show SDKs, it would show me the Xcode path for the iOS SDK, which is inside the Xcode 13.4 application. Now if I open Unreal Engine now, and open that same project I was having problems with, and when I go to platform in iOS now, I instantly see there's a difference. The installed SDK is saying 13.4.1, which is not the iOS SDK. But if I click on package content now, I'm not prompted with the SDK. It's not installed properly. So this looks like it's back to normal. So that is like a workaround. I don't recommend it, but if you just want to get your project out, that is something you could do. So I'm not sure on the implications on the existing Xcode, if it would still launch. Maybe it would. Let me give it a try. No, it won't. So you won't be able to use Xcode14 side by side with that one. Maybe if I move it to a different directory, it would. Yeah, so it might help that you have separate directory for Xcode14, but your build tool would be for Unreal Engine would still be referencing the one installed on the applications folder. So that's a workaround for now until I find a solid fix for it. So if you like this video, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you find it confusing, let me know in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.